Oh, hi. 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 Hey, hi. How you doing? I gotta get my bird. Isn't he a good-looking bird? It's a handsome bird. Stunning, I would say. But I have to ask him something. Hey, Carlos, did you hear that Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart is only going to run at 4K 30 or 1080p 60 FPS in the PlayStation 5? Is this really, truly next-gen hardware, Carlos? What do you think? What's up? Tell me. Ah! The bird just pecked at my nipple! What is wrong with you? Skip it up and that up! Ladies and gentlemen, I have a question for you. Do you have ears? Ah, you do have ears. Do your ears have holes? Well, if they do have holes, you should treat those holes to today's video sponsor, Raycon earbuds. Raycon is completely changing the electronics industry by making awesome sound available to everyone. Their wireless earbuds start at about half the price of the competitors out there. Raycon earbuds give you 6 hours of playtime, super easy Bluetooth pairing, amazing bass, and an incredibly compact design to give you a comfortable noise isolating fit. Raycon offers their earbuds in a wide variety of fun colors and patterns, and there's no dangling wires or stems that you have to worry about. The company was co-founded by Ray J, and celebrities like Snoop Dogg and Mike Tyson absolutely love Raycons. And the best part is, Raycons have a 45-day free return policy, so there's no risk. Try them out and see if you like them. I'll be taking my Raycon on walks that I take during the summer. They're super comfortable, have great sound, and a ton of battery life. Click the link in the description below, or go to buyraycon.com/RTU to get 15% off your order. That's buyraycon.com/RTU to get 15% off your order. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for tuning in. If you like this video, make sure you hit the subscribe button and also hit the bell to get notifications of all my newest uploads. Thanks a bunch. So, before anyone says that I'm a PlayStation 5 hater, I've said this many times in the past before, even before I was deemed a PlayStation 5 hater. I don't know where the hell that came from. I just tell it like it is. If I can only choose one next-gen console, I would have just gotten the PlayStation 5. I like the UI. I like the games. I like the experience. I'm not ragging on the console just for the sake of ragging on it, but I'm also not going to hold back when I think there's good or bad news about either Microsoft, Sony, or Nintendo's consoles. I'm just going to keep it real. I don't have a hat in any race. I don't have any stock in Sony, Microsoft, or Nintendo. That may change, and if I do, I will let you know. But as of now, I don't own a penny in either of the three companies. I don't. So I have no hat in the ring. I want to see all three companies be successful, because the more competition there is, the better it is for us. But when a next-gen system comes out and games are still running at 1080p 60 in 2021, when that should have been a thing with the 8th gen consoles, it kind of was to a degree, especially when we got the PS4 Pro and Xbox One X. But these are numbers we shouldn't be hearing in 2021. And I understand Fidelity FX is coming down the pike, where they're going to be able to use AI to bring resolutions up to 4K. And in some cases, it'll look better than actual native 4K. But just 1080p 60 anyway, there's an asterisk to that, shouldn't be a thing. Anyway, so Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart is coming out relatively soon, about mid-June, and people are very hyped for it, including me. This is not going to steer me away from buying the game, but a lot of people are looking forward to one of the biggest selling points of the PS5 and Series X is high frame rates. I'd rather have a higher frame rate than a higher resolution any day of the week. Well, there's going to be two options with Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart for the PlayStation 5. One's going to be a performance mode, and one's going to be a higher visual fidelity mode. But there's also another asterisk to that. This comes from pureplaystation.com. I'll read it to you, and then we will discuss. We got to see the world premiere of Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart on PS5 with an extended gameplay demo from Insomniac Games. What many saw, though, was that the game was running at 30 FPS. It still looked great, but there are expectations that next-gen machines will push more often for 60 FPS. The good news then is that Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, I love how they try to spin this as it's nothing but sunshine and rainbows, on PS5 will support 60 FPS as an option. Joy. There is a trade-off. At 30 FPS, you'll be getting the full 4K resolution along with ray tracing. They don't mention that, making the game look super sharp on a 4K TV. If you want to play 60 FPS, the resolution will drop. In an interview with Famitsu, the developers confirmed this but didn't state what the resolution drop would be. It could be down to 1080p, or it could be anywhere between that and true 4K. The chances are that most casual players won't notice, and it'll look great no matter how you play. Still, it's nice to know there are options for those who want them. Holy damage control, Batman. Way to try to spin a half-empty glass into a half-full one. I've talked about this in my live streams before. By the way, I live stream almost every night, starting at 8 to 9 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and I stream anywhere from 2 to 4 hours. It depends on how awake I am. I rather have high refresh rates than have high resolution. I'd rather have a game run at 120 FPS at 1080p than run at 60 FPS at 4K. That's just me. I used to be the other way around when I was younger, but now as I get older, I like the higher refresh rates. And 1080p, fine. I still don't think it should be that much of a thing in 2021 with these consoles, but okay. But why can't they? What bothers me is 1080p, Sony, possibly, with no higher refresh rate, just 60. You couldn't do 1080p 120. You couldn't do maybe 1080p 60 with basic ray tracing, or maybe have another option for ray tracing. Why is it 4K 30 ray tracing? I understand ray tracing is very demanding. That part I'm really okay with. But why not? And I understand as of now the PlayStation 5 doesn't support 1440p yet, but you couldn't like maybe upscale 1440p to 4K and have that run at 60? I just don't understand why 1080p is still a thing in 2021. I don't get it. And I know people are going to get angry about this video and say, Rich, it's not all about resolution, and it's not. And I know things like deep learning, super sampling, and fidelity effects are probably going to make these consoles age better. Let's keep it real. But with the hardware grunt that both of these systems have, why are we seeing 1080p games? Now, the Series S is a different story. You buy the Series S, it's a different market. But these consoles are both have pretty healthy specs, both the PS5 and the Series X. And to see games just still run at 1080p 60 when we have fairly straightforward hardware. Now, I understand they're going to be learning more to do with the SSDs, the super fast SSDs, developers. But both these consoles have 8-core, 16-thread Zen 2 processors inside of them. They have beefy AMD Radeon GPUs inside of them with ray tracing capabilities. I want to see, hey, fine, if you have to go down to 1080p resolution, it's not the end of the world, but I want a high refresh rate at that point. Think of how much better. I mean, hell, when they brought their Ratchet and Clank remake they did from 2015 on the PS4 to the PS5 and made it run at 60 FPS, God, what a difference it made. But imagine now at 120, the response times you would feel and how good a platformer would feel with a high refresh rate. This is a little bit disappointing, and I expect more from the hardware from both Sony and Microsoft. Will we see it in the future? I hope and assume so. But a next-gen title releasing with these kind of specs and these options is a little disappointing. Actually, a little bit more than a little disappointing. It's, let's say, moderately disappointing. I want a true next-gen experience, not these incremental upgrades. This is Rich of Review Tech USA signing out. Have a good one. Hey, if you enjoy my content, consider becoming a Review Tech USA member. I'll have a link below in the description. I live stream now on this channel all the time, and it gives you access to cool emoticons to use as well while I live stream. Again, link below in the description. Thank you for your continued support.